mirror on the wall, who's the greediest and most gassy Mario character of them all? Oh, Wario, that's right. Wario is a pretty simple character, isn't he? He loves money and hates Mario. It's a pretty simple Mario villain concept. But what if there was something that we're not seeing? Something that's going on in Wario's head. Something that snapped and has turned him into the man he is today. What could I possibly be talking about? Well, you're about to find out as we explore Wario's head. Now, let's begin. What is Wario's relationship status with Mario? If you said he's his archenemy and he hates him, then congratulations, that's what I would have said. But what if that's not the case?
Everything I know is a lie!
Yeah, would you believe me if I said that Wario not only likes Mario, but adores him, to the point where you can basically say that he's a fanboy of Mario? Let me explain. In the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario is obviously a hero and a celebrity of sorts. In Super Mario RPG and the Paper Mario series, so many NPCs talk about how great he is. He's been the star in so many plays, and even made an appearance on TV. And with any kind of fame, there will always come fans. Fans who love everything that you do and will want to be just like you. Now, when it comes to fandoms, there's a lot of different levels a fan will have for their series, but for this video, let's just break it down into 3 different groups, and use Spider-Man for our example. The first group of people are the casual fans. These are people who might know of Spider-Man, they'll watch the movies and cartoons, and they'll be entertained for sure. The second group of people are known as the hardcore fans. These are people who watch the movies, read the comic books, know all about the lore of Spider-Man and his enemies, and will go to conventions to celebrate their love. But the third and final category of fans are the psycho-obsessive fans. These people go that extra mile. They'll convince themselves that maybe they are Spider-Man. They'll obsessively stalk the actors online and write them threatening emails like, "Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom." Wait, that's not right. Now, enter the amazing-ish Wario, Mario's #1 fan. And guess which category of fan Wario falls under? That's right, the third one. Wario is Mario's obsessive, crazy, stalker-like fan. Allow me to explain. The first and pretty obvious piece of evidence is that Wario dresses very similar to Mario. Mustache, overalls, white gloves, one solid color to represent his identity, and even the letter on his cap. He just took Mario's and turned it to W for Wumbo.
Patrick, I don't think Wumbo is a real word.
Or maybe it's for Wario.
It's first grade, SpongeBob.
This may seem like kind of a dumb observation, but think about it. Why would Wario dress up and imitate his mortal enemy? If you hated this guy because he kinda looks like a tool, would you imitate his look? No, of course not. It only makes sense that Wario would be a fan. So then, why does he seemingly hate Mario? We'll get to that in a second. Wario also doesn't have many games where he's the star, but there is the WarioLand series, and in those games, what's he doing? Jumping around on platforms, exploring, killing creatures, and collecting coins. Does that sound familiar? Because it sounds like someone recreating an epic adventure, just with less on the line. And we've all been there, right? Maybe we played our favorite video game involving a hero and their sword, and afterwards, we went in the backyard with the stick, pretending we were on a similar adventure. Wario just wants to be like his idol, just like any fan would. But hold on a second, remember what I said earlier, Wario isn't your everyday fanboy, he's the overly obsessive and stalker type. Do you wonder why Wario hates Mario so much, to the point that it seems like they're arch enemies? But at the same time, is seemingly in love with Mario, adoring everything he does? Well, that's where celebrity worship syndrome comes into play, which is an actual disorder that professionals have diagnosed. There was a study that found evidence to suggest that the obsessive praise that a person gives to their idol was related to high levels of depression and anxiety. So, is Wario depressed? Why does he have hate towards Mario? Well, I think the answer lies in this game, Super Mario Land 2, The 6 Golden Coins. In this game, Wario lives in a giant Mario-themed castle with a giant Mario statue. It turns out, however, this castle is actually Mario's. So, this means that Wario, being overly obsessed with his idol, stalked Mario, learned where he lived, traveled there, and moved in unannounced. Why? To be closer to Mario, of course. In his head, they were going to live together and go on adventures together. Mario and Wario, the new heroic duo. They were even gonna get a toy deal worked out. Mario, however, wasn't exactly flattered by the idea of this crazy fan invading his privacy, so naturally he turned it down. And this, right here, is what triggered Wario to have this hatred towards Mario. How could he do this to me? I was your #1 fan, and this is the reward I get? If I can't have you, then no one can. We've all kind of been there, right? Maybe we've gone on Twitter and wrote a message to our favorite actor, musician, or even YouTuber, and when they didn't respond, leaving us on the scene, a part of us felt a little insulted. What are you, too good for me? That's usually how normal people would react. However, obsessive, crazy fans like Wario take it to a whole nother level. It's personal now. So what does Wario do? He locks himself in Mario's castle, probably just having a mental breakdown, in hopes that Mario will save him, because the castle only opens when you have the 6 golden coins. Mario, of course, being the good person that he is, does eventually gather the 6 golden coins, opens his castle, and attempts to rescue Wario. But Wario, finally being face to face with his hero who betrayed him, snaps and decides to take his revenge. Mario, being Mario, thwarts his plan and defeats him. After all of this is over though, something pretty intense happens. Wario jumps off the roof of the castle, probably reaching his breaking point in his obsession. Don't worry though, he doesn't die, and Mario, being the Good Samaritan, decides to help Wario, taking him first to a hospital to take care of his possibly broken ankles, and then to a therapist to give him the mental help that he needs to get over his obsession. And in time, it works! Yeah! Just look at Wario's most updated everything! He has a new lease on life. With his new hobby of motorcycle riding, he no longer dresses like Mario, having his own identity and biker denim attire. And all he wants to do is make money. What's wrong with that? Everyone likes money. And that's the possible story of Wario's life and mental health. Is all of that really true? Probably not, to be completely honest, but there is a valuable lesson in there. We all have idols in our life, whether they be real or fictional. They're people that we look up to, and in a way, want to be just like them. However, wanting to be exactly like them is a problem, simply because they're not you, they're them. We look up to our idols because maybe they live a pretty cool life that we would like to live, or they have ideals that make the world a better place and influence everyone around them. The reason we have idols in the first place is so that we can take the good in them and integrate it in our lives. to help make us become possibly better people. It's okay to have idols and look up to them. Just don't lose yourself in the process, because there's only one you, and you are pretty amazing.